I'm Mr. Irvin, and welcome to another exciting day of Pandemic PE. Me, Mr. Weaver, and Mr. Robson all have a really cool lesson for you today. I can't wait for them to show you what all they've got in store for you. We worked really hard to come up with the best lessons possible. Before we get started with our lessons today, first of all, I want to make sure that you've been practicing your foxtail. If you haven't been practicing it, it's been some beautiful weather. Make sure you get outside and practice your foxtail. If you haven't practiced with your homemade scoop, make sure you're practicing with it too, because all those things are going to help with your hand-eye coordination. Now, before we go any farther, I'd like to give our shout-outs from the 1 Minute Challenge. I was really excited to see how many students participated in our 1 Minute Challenge this time. So here's your shout-outs. First, in first grade, we had Paisley from Blackburn that had 124 line jumps. Third grade, Cameron from Balls Creek with 122 line jumps. Fourth grade, we had Addison from Bannock with 129 jumps. And in fifth grade, Easton from Startown with 110 jumps. And lastly, I gotta give a huge shout out to Mr. Ramsey from Balls Creek, the assistant principal. He sent me a video of his line jumps. They were great. Good job, Mr. Ramsey. Now, before I turn it over to my buddies, I wanna go over our bone of the day. Our bone of the day today is two of them. It's cranium and mandible. Now, as we know, this whole part is called our skull, but the top part that protects something very important up there, it's called your brain. It protects your brain. This part of our skull is called our cranium. So right now, I want you to take those phalanges, show me your phalanges, and put them on your cranium. All right, so that's our first bone of the day, cranium. The other word down there is mandible. Mandible is also part of our skull. Our mandible is our jawbone. So if you look at this card, down here at the very bottom, this is your mandible. So right now my mandible is just moving. Now don't forget our other bones as well. We've also had femur, and it's important because it's the biggest bone we have. It's in our leg. And then lastly, we've already gone over our phalanges. All right, so remember those bones, and we'll keep adding to them. Right now I want to turn it over to Mr. Weaver for our instant activity. So here you go, Mr. Weaver.
Thanks, Mr. Irvin. We're going to get started with our instant activity for today, and that's called table tag. I first learned table tag from Dave Senecal. He's a middle school PE teacher out of Georgia. So what you need for table tag is 4 objects to make a square or a rectangle for your table, and then you need a partner. So you can ask your parents, guardians, or brothers or sisters to join you. You're going to stand opposite corners of each other. One of you is going to be the tagger first. That's going to be me. My job is to tag my partner by moving around to the left or the right of the table without moving through the center. He cannot move through the center either. If I tag him, we're going to switch places. He's going to be the tagger, and then I'm trying to avoid him. You ready? Go. I was able to tag him, so we're going to restart. And now he's going to try to be tagging me. Ready? Go. Okay, he was able to tag me, so we would restart, and we would play again. That's today's instant activity, and that's called table tag. I hope you enjoy it just as much as our family does. I'm going to pass now the ball to Mr. Robinson for our main activity for today. I'm Mr. Weaver, and until next time, I hope you stay healthy.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver. Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're excited for another week of Pandemic PE. Now, what we're going to do today is I'm going to teach you the skill of kicking. So I have my handy dandy soccer ball. If you do not have a soccer ball, it is completely okay. Now, the first activity, what we're going to do is we're going to practice dribbling. Dribbling is just keeping the ball under control. Now, as you can see in my backyard, I have different items that I've got around my house. So we have some kids' toys, we have a lawn chair, and we even have a tricycle. So while you're at home, you can find something, anything that you can practice dribbling around to create your own obstacle course. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to be passing the ball in between my feet, and this is called dribbling. So here we go. So that is dribbling, and that's how you want to make sure that you keep your soccer ball under control. Our last activity for the day is soccer golf. what you're going to do is you're going to find different targets or holes around your house. It can be anything. However, I would not recommend windows or your parents' cars. So what you're going to do, you can do this by yourself, or you can do this with some friends, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, whoever you want to play with you. So I have my soccer ball, and I'm going to pick my first target or hole in golf is going to be that big tree. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kick the soccer ball towards that tree and hit the target, okay, or the hole in the least amount of kicks. So what would happen is I would kick first, then whoever I'm playing against, they would kick next. Whoever's ball is furthest away, they would kick first for their second shot, and whoever gets it in the least amount of kicks wins that hole. Then you go and you pick another hole. So here we go. I hope you enjoyed your pandemic PE lesson today on kicking. Just remember, always want to make sure when you're passing the ball, you use the inside part of your foot. So, some of the activities in review today, you can practice passing with a friend, grandparent, parent, whoever it is, brother and sister. You just want to get a distance apart, practice passing back and forth. Whenever the ball is coming and rolling, you want to make sure that you're trapping that ball to keep it under control. Find items around your house. Make sure you set up an obstacle course and practice on dribbling, as well as soccer golf. Find different areas around the house that you want to aim for your target. Play with a friend, play by yourself, and see how many times it takes, how many kicks it takes for you to be able to hit that target. Now, just remember about soccer golf. We want to make sure we don't use windows as targets, and we also want to make sure we don't use cars around the house. So, I hope you have a great day. I'm going to send this over to Mr. Irvin, who's going to tell you your 1-minute challenge for the week. Here you go, Mr. Irvin.
Great job, Mr. Weaver and Mr. Robinson. Those were some really good activities. I enjoyed the instant activity, Mr. Weaver, and I really enjoyed the skill, Mr. Robinson. Keep working on those at home. Now, to finish up our lesson today, we're going to finish with our 1-minute challenge. With our 1-minute challenge, you're going to need some equipment. So let's see what we can get out of our equipment box. What are we going to need out of our equipment box? Oh, we're going to need our jump ropes today, so make sure you get your jump rope out. And also make sure you have something to time yourself with. I'm going to use my stopwatch. All right, for your 1-minute challenge today, you're going to see how many jump ropes you can do in 1 minute. If you happen to mess up, it's okay. Just start again and keep counting how many you do. All right, get ready. We're going to do it with you. All right, Gigi would be over here. That seemed like a long minute. I ended up scoring 119 jumps in my minute. How many did you get in your minute?
59.
59, good job. Now we want to see what you can get. Use the link with the video or either post in the comment section how many you had. That way we can give you a shout out on Thursday when we have our next lesson. Make sure you get outside. That's the best activity you can do at this time. It's nice, it's beautiful, there's great weather, so make sure you're getting outside. And until next time, stay healthy and active. See you next time.